Hey, this is Colab Coach. This is casual conversations with wonderful friends of mine. Today I have Priscilla. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. And today we're going to talk about um, having expectations for a career, but also having expectations for a relationship. And sometimes it could be a good thing for both, and sometimes it could be a conflict. So Priscilla, and I know you're about to graduate college.
Yeah.
You're tell me again your major and what the career you're going into, because I always mess it up. So
So my major is healthcare services and informatics administration. And
mhm,
for my college, you have the opportunity to choose a concentration.
mhm.
So my concentration is in healthcare data analytics. And I took a few elective courses in cybersecurity
Uh,
because I want to gear towards that side. So yeah, that's what I'm up to for now.
Yeah, and that's first, cybersecurity is very big now, especially everything is going technology based, and
Yep.
every company now is going to need some type of security, especially with getting hacked or
Yes.
getting malware or things of that nature. So that's going to be a big field, and it is a big field already.
Yes.
So I think that career is going to be amazing. So it's going to be like more of like IT, but focusing on healthcare technologies and things of that nature.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes. But
perfect.
but I may shift totally to cybersecurity eventually. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So with that career, I know it's going to be very time consuming because of the fact that you're going to have to be in front of the computer a lot and things of that
Mhm.
nature. And plus, right now you're single as well. So as far as wanting to step into that career field, which is going to take a lot of time, and also wanting relationships, have you personally feel like it's been a conflict between the two, or do you feel like you're able to align both of them?
For now, I would say that it's not so conflicting
Hmm.
because if should I say I'm starting a career and I'm getting into a relationship or getting married, whatnot.
Hmm.
Um, One thing I always say is know who you're dating or who you're going to marry,
Right, right.
because that is going to play a very huge role in everything.
Hmm.
Are they going to be accommodative when it comes to your career? And working for someone is not easy. It
Yeah,
comes with a lot of demands, and then
yeah.
with a field like cybersecurity, it comes with a whole lot. So first of all, I feel like if you know who you're getting married to, who you're dealing with, it shouldn't be a problem
Hmm.
at all. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. That's definitely true. And I know with the cybersecurity, sometimes you could work at all hours of the day, working late at
Yes.
night, you have projects you need to take care of. So I
Yes.
know that's, as you said, you have to have a partner that's like, okay, I understand that you got to work a little bit late. I
Mhm.
understand that we'll get together after you finish, or we'll go out to dinner on another day and things of that nature. Um, so when you're thinking about your partner, so as you said, you want somebody that's going to be um, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not concerned, but what accommodating. They'll be
Yes,
accommodating
yes,
to,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
accommodating to your career.
Right.
Now, as far as you
Mhm.
and say your partner had the same career, would you be accommodating as well, or would you feel like it'll be more balanced, or do you feel like you are the type of person that you need more attention?
It's gonna be more balanced because it shouldn't be just about me.
Hmm.
Yes. Just as I want someone that is going to be accommodating, he would also want a woman that will be accommodating.
Hmm.
So it shouldn't be just about yourself.
Yeah,
You should think of the other person also.
yeah.
So it definitely has to be balanced.
Hmm.
The attention needs to be balanced, the communication needs to be balanced, the love needs to be balanced. So yes, definitely it should be balanced. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And then so I know, so disclaimer, I'm first generation Ghanaian American, and I know you're from Ghana directly.
Yeah,
Uh,
directly.
yes, directly. And so culture plays a big part, especially in the African culture. There's certain things that needs to be completed, especially with marriage, the traditional marriages, and the things that your family wants to see. So I know things are shifting a little bit in the culture. Now that
Gradually.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gradually, because people are getting married later, in like late 20s, early 30s, and things of that nature. Do you feel like that will play a big role in your career and wanting to get married? Like, say, for example, let's put it this way, that you may get married in late 30s, or you may get married in middle 30s or early 30s or late 20s. Do you feel like that will play a big factor in, like, feel like you're on a timetable as far as, okay, I need to slow down in my career just so I can get married? Or do you feel like it wouldn't really have a big issue, especially culturally wise?
Culture wise, it definitely would be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing I always say, that culture is so powerful,
Mm-hmm.
even in the way we talk, the way we dress. Someone could be in like, should I say, when it's winter, and you know what you're supposed to wear when it's winter.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how powerful culture is,
Yeah.
they don't care. You say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna wear what I wore from where I used to come from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
in my case, culture definitely plays a big role
Mm-hmm.
in it, because parents are going to be on your neck.
Yeah.
Have to get married,
Yeah.
and then they're going to make points like, hey, you need to get married on time so you're able to have babies, so you don't have, because having babies later in life can be a bit complicated. And
Mm-hmm.
then other several factors, which it is true.
Yeah.
Yes, which it is true. And then I personally, I don't believe in late marriages.
Mm.
This is me,
Yeah.
you know, this is me, because I say that to say that, um, everyone has a plan for themselves.
Yeah.
Like at the point
Mhm.
in time, that's what I want to do. In the next 5 years, I want to do this. In the next 10 years, I want to do that. And getting married late wouldn't work for me. So although culture would be a challenge for me, it still wouldn't be a challenge for me, because I kind of don't want to marry too late.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then at the same time, you realize that there are people who marry too early and
Yeah.
it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who married late and then they are having the best time of their lives,
Yeah.
because they were like, hey, I'm just going to slow down, date a few people, or not
Mm-hmm.
date at all. But
Mm-hmm.
at this point, I'll just date and get married. And then it worked for them.
Yeah.
So for me, culture definitely plays a role. And then personally, I wouldn't want to get married too late.
Mm.
Yes. And then I think I'm someone that is able to multitask on certain, vital things.
Yeah.
So bringing both together wouldn't be an issue for me. I
Mm.
always say that it all depends on you. What do you want and what do you want to do?
Mm.
When you set that first, although culture might be a barrier, it might be a challenge, it wouldn't have too much impact on your focus or your plan for yourself,
Mm.
or better still, what God has for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that. Well said. I agree. I agree. So you're basically saying that you wouldn't pick and choose, like you wouldn't put your career before your marriage and well, your relationship,
Mhm.
and at the same time you wouldn't put your relationship before your career.
No.
So yeah, so you want it to be like more of a, you're
Yes.
working hand in hand with both.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I was saying it all depends on the guy that comes into the picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And then what you want for yourself as an individual.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about the guy that you potentially want to be in a relationship with. Um, so my question to you would be, would you want someone to be as career driven as you, as far as, they're willing to take that leap forward and put a lot of work in and make sure that they're successful? Or would you be okay with someone that is just trying to figure it out? Well, basically, would you want someone that's not necessarily that they're there as far as successful in their eyes, but they're moving towards that? Or would you feel like, would you be okay with someone that's just, I don't know what I want to do yet, so I'm just gonna take it day by day?
Um, I want someone that is career driven,
Hmm.
because sometimes, or should I say most of the times, if the guy in the picture doesn't really seem to know what to do,
Hmm.
it affects the relationship, and they wouldn't know what to do with me as well.
Hmm.
Because I don't know if it's with all men, but usually you realize that when a man doesn't have certain things together,
Hmm.
it tends to affect their relationships.
Mm.
It's like this side of my life isn't, men aren't like women,
Yeah.
we're built differently when it comes to some of these things.
Yeah.
So having someone that doesn't know what they want to do and they're now trying to figure it out wouldn't really help me.
Mm-hmm.
If they haven't gotten there yet and they started something, I know, oh hey, this is the direction we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I definitely will prefer someone who is making a headway, or someone who has made a headway and is continuing to make a headway, because I feel that how they manage certain things with their personal life can affect the relationship. So you should definitely be career driven.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you're ruling out a lot of people, basically.
Oh, I'm not. I promise I'm a nice person.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I agree with you because for me as well, as you know, I'm married. So I definitely wanted to be with someone that actually is, I mean, they don't have to have it all together, but at least they're trying. They're trying to do something. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's effort.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And that plays into the marriage as well, because if you see that they're putting effort into their own personal life, then you can tell that they're gonna put effort into the relationship, or at least you hope that they'll do that.
Mhm.
So when it comes back to the career aspect, do you feel like, as of right now, I know that you're basically about to kick off your career, kick off your your next chapter in your life. Do you feel like it'll be challenging for you, or do you feel like you're at the point where you're confident at where you're going forward?
In terms of
In terms of,
balancing both.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm,
Yes, I should say I am confident,
mm-hmm,
because it just didn't, start from here. It started from somewhere.
mm-hmm.
So as I have been planning towards my education, I have been planning towards my career as well. And the more you plan, you begin to ask yourself questions. You're like, okay, so what if this comes up? Or what if, okay, maybe I'm married and then all of a sudden I'm about to start this big job and then I'm pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
or stuff like that. What am I going to do?
Yeah,
So like I'm saying, it starts from somewhere and then it gets here.
yeah,
So for someone like me, I should say, do I have it all together when it comes to knowing where I'm going? No,
yeah.
but I'm definitely confident because a path has already been carved.
Mm.
Right. So for me, I'm confident in where I'm going. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I can tell that you're ready. You're ready for whatever is to come. And that's the first step, because if you're uncertain, or you're wobbly with your approach,
Mhm.
then you'll fall to the wayside. You won't know exactly where your feet will stand on, and you won't be on a set foundation of whatever is to come, the type of job that you're stepping into or the relationship you're stepping into.
And
So
even when an opportunity presents itself, you wouldn't know how to handle it.
yeah,
Because
yeah, exactly.
let's say for the past 4 years, you've been going like, yeah, career, yeah, relationship, yeah, marriage, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the opportunity will come and you just don't know what to do. And
Yeah.
then that can also lead to you losing great jobs and then losing great relationships and losing great marriages that could, yield, God knows what.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Speaking on that, that's another question I was going to ask you. Why do you think, especially culture? We can talk about culture. We can talk about being in America or being in Ghana. Why do you think you see so many relationships not being successful? Especially, not to say that the people aren't successful. They may be business people, they may be great in their careers and things of that nature, but you see that the relationships start to crumble and fall. Do you feel like, just looking from the outside looking in, or maybe you have experience with that with people in your life? What do you feel like the disconnect is, or what the challenge is to keep a successful or happy? I don't want to say successful, because success, it's defined differently for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so a happy relationship and happy career. Why do you feel like there's so many people falling short of that?
I feel like a lot of people are falling short in their relationships because I was telling you earlier on
Mhm.
that there's a way that certain things are supposed to go. Although you can um, use several ways to get to a certain place or do certain things, you know, I feel like when it comes to relationship, there's a certain order that needs to be followed.
Yeah.
And then we tend to take that out. For instance, like in our previous questions, I was saying that I want someone that is career driven. Fine, which is good. But on the other side of me, I'm looking at the inside of you.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't just be about the career.
Yeah.
But here's the case where, especially within my circles here, most of the people, it's not about how hardworking you are, but what you do for a living. So it's like they're coming into a relationship with you because you're a lawyer, because you're a doctor, because you're an IT person, so you're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
That is why they want to be with you. But that is not the natural way for how a relationship should function.
Yeah.
So it's more like they are not loving you for who you are, but for what you can do for them, not just for the things you do, but for what you can do for them.
Yeah.
So as time goes on and then things are changing, of course, the other person is going to notice that, no, this person doesn't love me. This person doesn't want to be with me.
Yeah.
They are only here because of what I can do for them or what they can get from me. So it all boils down to mindset.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of these things are playing out on social media, and then people are failing to see the serious aspect of it. And then they are still going, oh, I want that. She's a lawyer, he's a lawyer, he's a doctor, she's, what? So sometimes I feel that profession or how much money the person is making or what they do is one of the reasons why people are losing out to the relationships.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
Yes, because fine, if the person is a healthcare person or the person is into IT, do they respect you?
Yeah.
Not just you, but other people. Are they polite? Not just to you, but to other people? How do they treat their parents? When you go to a restaurant, how do they speak to the waiter? Are they showing signs of being abusive? Or if maybe you go to church or you're a Christian like me or like you, and they also say, oh, I'm also a Christian. Are they following the values?
Yeah.
Are they saying who they say they are? This is outside of their profession. And a lot of people don't pay attention to those. Even sometimes they do, but they're like, okay, whatever. It's all about what I'm saying, just for people to know that, hey, this is who I am with.
Yeah.
But what people forget is that at the end of the day, when you get married, all the guests will go to their homes.
Yeah.
You will lock your door and it will be left with the two of you, because I'm sure by that time you wouldn't be pregnant or be having kids.
Yeah.
So I feel that some of these things contribute immensely to breakups in relationships and divorce. Even some who, go into the marriage or the relationship with the same mindset, and then along the line they try to change, but it doesn't work, because by the time they try to change, their spouses may have realized that, oh, this was why he came here, so let me also be on my guard. So you would see them smiling on social media. I love my wife. I love my husband. We have beautiful kids and stuff. But if you can really discern, you realize that no, something is off.
Yeah.
So most of mindset, and I'll keep saying it, mindset is what is destroying a lot of relationships. Because I believe that if you start on a positive note, it would end on a good note.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on right now from my perspective.
That's wisdom that you're sharing. A lot of good wisdom. You definitely are, because as you said, we're both Christians, and when you get married, you always hear they say you should be equally yoked. But some people think that equally yoked means financially. No, it means mindset. You should be equally yoked with the mindset, and rather than the financials, because as you said, social media, it's a show off. It's like a show off mentality. What can I show off? How can I say that I'm better than someone else? How can I prove that I'm better than someone else, and things of that nature? But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, when you put the phone down, when you are alone in your room with your significant other, are you guys having that healthy conversations? Are you guys, Are you guys able to share with each other? Are you able to grow with each other? Do you have the foundation to keep the relationship going? Or are you just gonna, you say, as you said, oh, I'm just with this person because they make a lot of money. Oh, I'm with this person because they look a certain way. Oh, I'm with this person because they have money they can provide for me and things of that nature. And I'm with this person because it looks good for the culture.
Yes.
And all of these things are, as you said, you see it all the time. And at the same time, in a year or two, they end up having divorces or breaking up. Because yeah, career is good. Yeah, you're with somebody that makes a lot of money, but are you happy? Are you really in love with that person, or are you just in love with what they can provide for you? So yeah, so that's great and beautiful wisdom that you're sharing. I guess the last question I have for you is that what do you tell yourself to keep going? What do you tell yourself to keep going? Like, okay, yeah, I'm seeing all this stuff on social media, or oh yeah, I see these things in my personal life, and things don't seem the way that I want them to be. But what do you say to yourself to keep going, that to say that, yeah, I can do this. I don't have to be the person that's not happy. I can be happy and still have a successful career as well. What do you tell yourself?
The first thing I tell myself is that regardless of what I'm seeing, what people are doing, I have God. I can never take that out of the equation.
Yeah.
Secondly, I see a lot of these things on social media. So I decide to have a mind of my own. A mind of my own, not to say that, hey, if someone is advising me or someone is trying to point something out to me, I'm not going to listen. No.
Yeah.
Yes. But a mind of my own, as in, hey, this is what is going on, but I don't want to be in this space. I don't want to do what this person is doing, because this is where I want to end at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by having a mind of my own, and then staying focused, and then keeping a positive energy, and then again, focus, because focusing as in the things you want to see happen in your life. Because you don't say you want to be a lawyer, then you're reading biology. You don't say you want to do business and then you're reading law. You're staying focused on the things that you want to see. You're spending time researching, you're studying, you're spending time connecting with people who have the same mindset as you do. And then being strong, because it's regardless of how much you plan to, I'm going to stay focused, I'm going to be strong, I'm going to do this. The times that you see things that will challenge your mentality or the mentality you've created to keep yourself up. So definitely you have to, stay on guard and then be strong. And then lastly, I'm going to say pray, because I can go on and on and on and on about prayer. Aside working towards your goals and then being strong, focusing on all of that, pray. I can go on and on and on. You might not see God, but he definitely hears you.
Yeah.
And I can tell you so many things when it comes to that. So these are the things that, I'm going to leave with you and anyone that's going to listen to this. Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, Priscilla, you've been amazing. And
I had to do this. When the brother calls, you answer. So
yes. I would have kept calling until you say yes. So
I know.
But I do appreciate you, and I appreciate everything that you share with me. And I definitely will have you back again, talking about different topics. Who knows? Things might be different, and we could talk about a whole different topic about relationships while you're in it. So we praying for that to happen. So
amen.
Yes. Thank you so much again, and it's been awesome, and we'll do this again.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you, and thank you for having me on here. I definitely enjoyed myself, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yes. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.